Welcome to the Unstoppable Pursuit podcast, where we're pushing the limits in business, life, and health. And today, we're talking about integrity. This is episode 18. My name's Brian Benson. Next to me, well, you know who he is, the man, the myth, and he is a buff brother. Michael Stahl. He wrote a book called Dominate Your Day. He's going to read out of it. Check it out at michaelstahl.com. Right now, you got a thing going on right now. For the
yes, book. Buy one, get one. Go to my website, type in BOGO, B-O-G-O, and I'll toss in an extra book for you.
All right. Well, for the podcast listeners, that won't be true by the time this comes around to you. But for the Facebook Livers, hey, we got BOGO going on. So let's rock and roll.
All right. Constantly comparing yourself to others will wreak havoc on your peace and make you miss out on your blessings and opportunities on your personal journey. Be thankful for what you have and where you are going, because the path is unique to you specifically. Capitalize on your journey. Absolutely live in the moment, as important experiences will arrive that allow you to truly live your life with integrity.
Wow, dude. You know, integrity is so important. It's when your actions and your words align and are in perfect harmony, and you're doing what you say you're going to do. You know, it's really just keeping your word.
I'm impressed with what you just said. When your words and your actions line up.
Oh, yeah.
I think that really is the true definition of integrity. And with that being said, the podcast is now over. Brian summed it up. Everyone have a great night. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks for joining, guys.
No, but that's true.
Yeah, it is, man. And I think that, you know, let's go. We're going back through John Maxwell's Relationships 101, and part of any good relationship, so we have to give him credit here, and part of any good relationship, there's got to be integrity involved to really build stronger, more loyal, happier relationships. So I think integrity is it's something that maybe isn't talked about enough, but I think is just so important. And I think all of us, so this is maybe one of those checkups from the neck up sort of thing on integrity, and just make sure you're keeping yourself ready to go. So we got some questions we're going to go through later, but first we're going to talk about, you know, the integrity. We have integrity versus reputation, but should we just dive right into this first one here?
Yeah, we can get into the first one.
I think this first one is really interesting, guys. Integrity is not determined by circumstances. Talk to me about that, Mike.
Well, Maxwell has in his book that integrity is an inside job, and I truly believe that, because it should not be based off of your circumstances. And he has in here, and I circled it, and I want to read it. Two people can grow up in the same environment, even in the same household, and one will have integrity and the other won't. Your circumstances are as responsible for your character as a mirror is for your looks. And when I read that, I thought, wow, you know, like that's so true. Like, really, you know, you could take two different people, put them in the same situation, and based off of who they truly are, their integrity, they may do different things. You know what I mean? One person may do something because they know people are watching. The other person may do it because they genuinely want to do it inside. You know what I mean? And I wrote down on my sheet here the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. The Cowboys are 9-1 right now. They're having a great season. This quarterback was the backup quarterback. Now he is a starting quarterback, and they caught him on TV. He was sitting on the bench, went to toss the trash over his shoulder into the trash can, and he missed. And he double looked, and he literally didn't even really hesitate, stood up, walked over, grabbed the trash, picked it up, and put it in the trash can. I mean, this is a multi-million-dollar athlete, and he wanted to do the right thing. And I think that speaks volumes that it truly is a choice on exercising your integrity. It's a choice.
Yeah, it really is. It definitely has a lot to do with the character, and whether the camera was looking at him or not, he did it anyway. And that was kind of the cool thing, and it showed a lot about the person that he is probably when he thinks nobody's even looking. You know, you're not on the field when, you know, so you don't know if the camera's on you. He just did it, and I think that was really awesome.
Yep.
So the next point that we're going to talk about is integrity is not based on credentials. I think this one's really important, Mike.
Yeah, I like this one because the first thing I think of is it doesn't matter your status level in the economy, in the workplace, whether you are the multi-billion-dollar CEO or you are an entry-level worker. I think that integrity is just as important to both of those people, you know? And then I'm going to quote Maxwell again in here. It says, credentials can never accomplish what character can. And then he has down at the bottom that your character is really a permanent thing. It's who you are, but like your credentials, they come and go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I've accomplished things in my past, but like big deal. Like it's past tense, you know what I mean? Like my character is who I am right now. So I take that very serious, that it doesn't matter what your status level is. I think you need to, you know, your integrity is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the more you focus on it, the better and stronger and more well-rounded it's going to get.
100%, man. And this makes me think of like companies when they're hiring people, you know, just because this guy looks amazing, or this guy or this girl looks amazing on paper, that doesn't mean there's integrity there. That doesn't mean that they're, you know, have great character.
Right.
And that's
Right.
why I look up to companies like Zappos who hire purely on culture, you know, purely on, hey, does this person fit with what we're about, with our morals, with our values. And I think more companies need to look at when they hire people is, yeah, just because this person 4.0 GPA, summa cum laude, you know, all this stuff doesn't always mean that they have the best character and the best integrity. So you got to hire looking at who people really are rather than what they've done.
I love that. Yep, I love that. All right, number 3. Integrity is not to be confused with reputation. This is an important one.
Yeah, I really love this one, and I just like this quote here in the book by Maxwell. You know, if I take care of my character, my reputation will take care of itself.
That is
And
awesome.
that
one.
you know, that speaks volumes, because really, I mean, it's just like the quarterback for the Cowboys. I mean, if he were to, you know, to me, that just showed what kind of reputation and kind of legacy he wants to leave behind, as somebody who's going to get up and like put in the work and be like smart about stuff and not just like leave stuff crappy. And he wants a good reputation for himself, like, and I think he knows that, and I just think that speaks volumes. If your integrity is in check and your character's in check, and you are, you know, the person that you are, whether no one's watching or everybody's watching, you know, that will build your reputation regardless.
Yeah, and I feel like if you really are putting in a lot of effort on the outside, but you're not getting the results that you want, and you still don't feel where you need to be, then that shows you that you're not putting in enough work on the inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I talk about, even with health, I talk about health starting from the inside out. And what I mean by that is, like, I've worked with a lot of people that were very focused on the outside. And that's good. We all want to look good. You know, we want to visibly look good in the mirror, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you're just seeing a reflection of, let's say, a great body in the mirror, but it doesn't really show you what your integrity is on the inside. And so I've had a lot of people that come to me, and they're in awesome shape. But I'm working with them to really change their mental aspect, you know,
Yeah.
to know their self-worth and to know their value, to work on their character, build up their integrity, all these amazing things on the inside that, so let's say they face adversity or something, they're not going to be affected by that because their foundation is based off of their integrity.
Yeah.
Which goes back to what Maxwell says in the beginning of this, is that it truly is an inside job. Not only for, I would say, business, but also for your health, as I mentioned.
No, I mean, and really, if your integrity isn't in check when you start going through major changes in your life, I mean, it will be hard to, because sometimes you may not feel worthy enough. Like, am I worthy of this, you know, body that I've worked so hard to get to? And then you may slip. But I think working on that mindset stuff, and that's why we work so well together, is because I just love your approach when it comes to health and wellness, because you focus on mind, body, and spirit. So
Yeah, and majority of the people that, like, let's say they do a 12-week program or something, and they start a health and fitness journey, at the end, they're talking just as much, if not more, about how much more confident they are and how they are a changed person on the inside. They're happy. They're talking about that probably even more, I think, than what their physical transformation was. They don't realize the benefits of, you know, when they first start a journey, of what it's going to do to them on the inside, you
Yeah.
know, and change their perspective on life, and truly want to do things for the right reasons, even if nobody's watching, which is another definition of integrity.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, It's all that character. It's that the old saying of it's characters who you are when nobody's looking, or and I think that's just so important. So now we're going to go through some questions here to help us measure our integrity. These are 10 questions that I think are really, really, really important, and I think that everybody should be really paying attention to as we go through these. So I'll go through the first one is, how well do I treat people if I gain nothing? Now, to me, that's like, oh my gosh, you need to always, it goes back to the podcast before this. It was putting $100, $1 million on everybody's head. That person is the most valuable person in the world, and it's like you shouldn't treat people differently because you think maybe I can get somewhere if I network with this person, or you should just always treat everybody the same, no matter if it gets you somewhere or it doesn't. I mean, it just doesn't matter. People are important.
I honestly thought of you when you read this first one, and when I read it too, because like I see you do this all the time. Like you do quite a bit of stuff for people for free without asking for like payment or anything in return, and I think that sheds light on what your character and integrity and what your motives are. Like you truly want to help people. Now you still need to make a living, of course. Like we need to make a living, but I'm saying like you're very good at that. That you give more than you expect to receive back.
Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Well, you do the same. Wait. Should we? I didn't know if we were gonna have a moment or something here. You want to read the next one?
Yeah, number 2. Am I transparent with others?
That's a good one, man.
I like this one.
That transparency is so important, and that really lets people in to see who you are and what you really stand for when you're transparent. And I also believe it builds it's courage and it's vulnerability, which I believe vulnerability is courage. I think that being transparent with others about what's really going on. I mean, I think that's truthfulness, and honesty.
Well, I think that this podcast answers this question right here.
Yeah.
Are we transparent with others? The whole goal of this podcast is for us to be as vulnerable and transparent as possible to you that are watching and listening, so that we can share our struggles, our triumphs, our highs, our lows, our peaks, our valleys, all that stuff, so that maybe you guys can learn from our situation, and hopefully we can learn from you guys, which is why we want you to drop a comment, in the thread below the Facebook Live video, and let us know. Let us know topics that you want to know more about. So, I mean, the whole goal of this podcast is for us to be as transparent as possible.
Yeah, I mean, we're not sitting up here like on our high horse saying that we're the experts in any of this stuff. We're working on this stuff just as much as we want everybody else. We're just saying, come swim with us. Like, come join the movement of working hard together so we can all achieve greatness. And that's truly the transparent reason why we're here and what we're doing.
Yeah.
Do I role play based on the persons I'm with?
I'm actually kind of confused about this question a little bit.
Are you really? Because
do I role play based on the persons I'm with? I mean, I think to myself, well, we do play devil's advocate sometimes with each other when we're trying to talk about ideas. And we try to think outside the box and whatnot. But what do you think that means?
This means am I different with the people that I'm hanging out with?
Oh.
Am I different with you because of who you are than I am with my spouse, with my with my grandma, do I play a different role every time I'm with somebody else, or am I just me no matter what?
I'm going to answer that for you. I think that you're just you.
I think you're just you too, man. I don't think we really change. I've been with you a lot, and I've never seen you. You're just pretty much you all the time.
Just plain old boring Michael. just a big old dud.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just like, you're always
monotone Michael. No, it's true though. Like, I've been around you in different situations and stuff, and like different people and whatnot. This podcast, whatever. You're the same Brian. I'm the same Mike, and I think that does shed some light on the consistency of just being yourself and having good character and good integrity. We're just fine young citizens.
Yeah, hey, we're like mushrooms. We're fun guys.
Check out our Snapchat if you want to know what that's about. Brian always goes wackadoodle afterwards. All right, number 4. Am I the same person in the spotlight as I am when I'm alone?
So,
Same thing.
Same thing, but goes back to Dak Prescott and when he's on the field, he's on the spot in the spotlight, but when he's off the field, he's picking up his missed garbage, and to me, he would probably, he's doing the same thing, and that's what you really need to understand. Is like, no matter where you are, same thing. You just need to be the person who you are, because that's what it's all about, you know?
Yep.
I like this one. Do I quickly admit wrongdoing without being pressed to do so?
I would say yes for me, because I have a sense of guilt.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I kind of, and that's the thing. Yeah, exactly, on my shoulder. I mean, what would that, yes, that's a guilt, yeah. Like if I do something wrong, it's oh, Brian's coming here. What's that, Mike? Are you wrong? No, but, no, I mean, I want to do the right thing, so if I genuinely think I'm wrong, I don't take myself too serious. I'm afraid to say, oh yeah, I screwed that up, or, maybe I am wrong or something like that,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe sometimes I get defensive. I'm sure that happens, you know what I mean? In my different relationships, but it is what it is, and I try to admit it when I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I'm not always right.
And that's the thing. We could defend ourselves when we know we're right for sure, but sometimes we're human beings. We screw up. Things, sometimes we are wrong, and it's a show of integrity and character and leadership when you're okay to admit that you've done something wrong or that you didn't do it the correct way. Even if you didn't mean to, you still just take responsibility and for that, and that's accountability to yourself and to the people that are in your life and in your close circle.
I think it's humbling too for you to just admit that you're wrong, and then that shows the other people, like, wow, like he's very humble about it. He's not like, you know what I mean? He's not,
Yeah, right,
you know what I mean? So, all right, number 6. Do I put people ahead of my personal agenda?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something that, I've seen you do, and I've seen a lot of the people that you hang out with do. Like, you're somebody who would give me the shirt off your back if I really, really needed it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the person that you are. Like, I've just seen it, and I think that means a lot when you're talking about integrity and the people that you want to surround yourself with. Is this person just a taker, or is this person a giver? And somebody who will help you in any situation and say, hey, look, like, actually, it even happened after last podcast. Mike had to get home and cook dinner, but my car wouldn't start. And Mike was like, dude, I'll stay here, like, I'll help you, like, I'll help jump your car, like, whatever you need me to do. And he had an agenda, like, to be home with his wife and start making dinner, but it was like, dude, you stayed and helped me. And I was like, man, this guy definitely.
And I even started taking my shirt off too, because he goes, bro, I don't need the shirt off your back. I need you to jump my car. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I got a little awkward. I thought
Mike
it was one of those
standing
moments.
there in his man thong, and I'm like, well, it's okay, buddy. We don't need this yet.
No, but I would say for this one, yes, because our separate businesses, my online fitness, nutrition, and training, and InspireLink, in order for InspireLink to be successful, you are truly putting other people ahead of yourself. Like, InspireLink is for the people. In the universities, in the schools, and the different groups that can benefit from it. And like, I wouldn't have a successful online training business unless I truly put my clients ahead of my personal agenda.
Yeah,
so check out InspireLink.com, y'all.
Yeah, you got to check it, yo. Serving people, servant leadership. That's what we're about. All right, do I have an unchanging standard for moral decisions, or do circumstances determine my choices?
I don't think circumstances determine my choices 100% of the time. Sometimes I think they may influence it depending on the situation.
Right.
But for the most part, like, if I have strong morals and convictions on certain things, I'm not willing to give those up.
Right.
Just to maybe get TV time or to maybe get ahead of something. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of go with my gut on that. If it makes me feel uncomfortable and it feels like it's going against every grain in my body, then no, I'm sticking to who I am. But If it's maybe, I guess I'm trying to think of a situation, maybe like if.
Can we get real transparent here? And bring
Yeah,
up-
go ahead.
Are you okay with that?
Wait, are you going to talk political?
Oh, I'm talking Bachelorette. I'm talking this. That was a.
Oh, wow. Wow, yeah. You know what? I didn't even think about that.
I mean,
I did not
I
even
don't
think
know. I know
about
it.
that.
I know it's something that
I could talk about that. I'll make a long story short. So 2 years in a row, ABC's The Bachelorette asked me to interview for the TV show. If you guys are not familiar with it, it's like the #1 show on TV, ahead of Kardashians, actually. Meet
It's
the
my
Kardashians.
favorite show.
You know, so the first year I didn't do it. I just didn't do it because I was uncomfortable with it, and my job prevented me from being able to take off the time. The second year I did it, I interviewed. I went all the way to the end of the process. They had purchased my plane ticket. I was one of the final casting guys, and like 2 or 3 weeks before I was supposed to fly out to LA, I backed out because I got scared. It didn't feel right to me. Like, I started just having all these different things of like, is this truly what I want to do? Does it line up with my character? Does it line up with my long-term vision? Do I always want to be remembered as, oh, you were on The Bachelorette? Did I want to be put in a situation where, it was 25 guys drinking a bunch of alcohol and whatnot, and who knows? Maybe I would have ended up punching a dude or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying that
You never know.
It just did not feel right, so I ultimately said no when I think that majority of guys would probably have said yes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, wow, I forgot about that. I mean, I wasn't even going to talk about that.
Yeah, but I mean, what that shows to me is like you definitely have a high standard of values and morals and integrity and things that, I mean, many people sell themselves for fame.
The truth is, had I gone on the show, let me put Brian here on the hot seat. Had I gone on the show, I would have come home and Brian would have been blowing up my cell phone saying, bro, I'll be your manager for 20%. Let me run all your social media accounts. Come on, man. We got to get merchandise up on your website. Let's get it going.
There's a good chance that would have happened. But, what, honestly, like, if you think about the what ifs, yes, maybe it would have been really, really great. But honestly, like, you stayed true to who you are, and I guess you can't say that for a lot of people. So I just respect your decision for not going, because I think that's almost cooler than selling yourself out for not, that didn't align with your morals and who you are as a person. And if you would have got on there, it would have just been that wouldn't have been you.
Who knows? It could have gone great. It could have gone bad. I mean, there's days where I'm like, wow, I could have been able to get in front of 11 million plus viewers,
right,
and just show them who I truly was.
But then again, you were there for that would be the reason.
And that's the thing. Like, what the platform? Like, I'm thinking to myself, if it would have been like a health, if it would have been a health and fitness show with a competitive platform where I could do something that's kind of specific to what my career path is, then I would have been all for it. But it was to go on and find love, which at the time I'm thinking I wasn't even interested in it at all, and it was way before I was married.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
So I mean, I even made that damn decision when I was single.
I know,
believe it or
man.
not. Woo!
This guy's got integrity.
Now that is integrity, people. If I don't know, I mean, man.
Oh my gosh, man. Well, thanks for sharing that, bro. I know
Thanks for putting me on the spot. I'm sweating. Okay.
It is, truly.
Number 8. Do I make difficult decisions even when they have a personal cost attached to them?
That's tough. To me, that's kind of tough, because do I make difficult decisions even when they have a
I think you do, because everything that you've been doing as an entrepreneur has been a difficult decision, and it's been a major cost. The cost has been
my health,
your health,
my
at
bank
times.
account, my relationships, my friendships.
There you go.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah.
The cost is absolutely losing everything.
Yeah.
To try to be a successful entrepreneur, and I've seen it firsthand with Brian, is that he put his heart and soul into this. So yeah, I mean, I think that you're the definition of this question right here, is like you have sacrificed everything in your life and have made difficult decisions to get to where you want to be. You're still not where you want to be.
Right, definitely
But I'm
not,
telling you
but
guys right
it's-
now, if you're watching or listening, InspireLink is Brian's personal business, one of his passion projects, and that is going to be big, and I mean that.
Thank you, brother. Let's hope so, man. Let's keep hustling at it. That's the goal. So, when I have something to say about people, do I talk to them or about them?
You know, I honestly feel uncomfortable talking about people, and I can, though the reason why I can say that is because when I'm talking about a situation, like with you, sometimes we talk off camera, and I say, listen, I'm not talking bad about this person. I'm not trying to judge them.
I was going to bring
They're
that
a good person, whatnot, but this is my thoughts.
Yeah.
So I'm not like talking shit about them. I'm not trying to put them down or degrade them or make myself look like I'm perfect. I'm just stating an observation. And 99% of the time, I've already probably told the person, or I would tell them and not hesitate to tell them because I don't feel like I'm saying anything like hurtful.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I
I
mean?
think you're really good at always putting like a caveat or something like before you say something about somebody or to somebody, like it's not in like, I'm not trying to talk bad, like it's not like that. It's like, you always say something really good about the person before you say something that you disagree with, but you always end, and I know you're always like, I'm not saying anything I wouldn't say to somebody's face. Like, I would tell them that if they're bothering me, and I know you would. I know.
I mean, typically I would say, listen, I'm not trying to talk bad about this person. I'm not trying to judge them, but they're a horrible human being and they should crawl under a rock. You know what I mean?
At least he puts that out there before he goes to the...
No, but truly, I mean, like, like we're not 10 anymore where we're in like grade school and we're like talking shit behind each other's backs. Like now it's like if I don't talk to you, then I'm not going to talk about you. You know what I mean? It's
honestly, dude, it's
you're either there or you're not.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, no matter what in life, like, you just shouldn't talk about. You shouldn't talk about people who can't be there to defend, aren't there to defend themselves. It's just not fair.
Right.
It is a disadvantage, and it's just not cool. And my dad always taught me that, and my mom. They always said, like, don't say things about people who aren't here to defend themselves. And I always listened to that. Like, you're right. Like, I really shouldn't say anything about anybody, like, unless they're here. And I really need to be more. And I need to be more like Mike over here and be a little bit more careful sometimes and be like, just watch what I say about people sometimes, especially when I'm like, I'm not trying to judge this person, but crawl under a rock. All right, last one.
Is this one me? Am I accountable to at least one other person for what I think, say, and do?
Yeah. Definitely. I mean,
I got two people that I'm accountable.
Yeah,
to.
I mean, clearly my wife. I 100%. Like, if I'm not, I have to. We're a team, so it's a team effort, and I can't have a bad reputation out there or do things that will hurt the team. And I feel that way also about my business and about this podcast. Like, I can't be going out there saying and doing things that are totally against what we talk about here, and I'm very accountable for that.
I don't know why I'm just thinking of crazy stuff today. Like you talking about that, I'm thinking I don't know how I'd feel if Brian, if I caught wind, he's talking about protecting the podcast and the character and everything, because a reflection of him is a reflection of me. So if I was watching Therese Benson talk on Wink News about, local entrepreneur in Naples caught streaking down Vanderbilt Beach
with just my Buccigross hat on.
Shout out to John Buccigross with his Buccigross hat on. I would be like, wow, I don't know about that. Is he accountable to me or not? But no, I would say, yeah, obviously my wife and you, but I would say I'm accountable. I hold myself accountable to pretty much every important person in my life. So my mom and dad,
right.
You, a couple other of my close friends and close family, because I do really value their opinion of me and their viewpoint of me. So it extends outside of just you and this podcast and my wife. I would say the most important people, because going back to what you said, I place value, and I have like $100 bill on top of every single one of those people, my mom and dad, because I care about them, and I want them to respect. I want them to respect me and to appreciate my integrity. You know
No,
what I mean?
I agree. You know, and honestly, when you guys think about that, like, and you hit the nail on the head. Really, is like we all have our inner circle, right? Yeah, most of the time we shouldn't care what other people think, but there are that close circle of people that, you know, whatever, it's your parents, it's your spouse, it's your good friends, like there's a close circle that you definitely are accountable for, and you need to like realize that, you know, as you know, continue moving forward. You know, I just think you need to realize that, hey, look, the way you carry yourself is a reflection of everybody else that you hang out with.
Yep,
And
that's right.
you don't want to look like a goon. I've done that, you know. I mean,
We've all been through that stage.
I've been at the Clover Club way too many nights. Oh, man.
That's funny.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into the challenge, and the challenge is to hold yourself accountable and have some integrity and do some kind of act of kindness. The challenge is if you are, you know, maybe Mike brought this up, but like maybe walking into the grocery store, there's some litter on the ground, just pick it up and put it away. You know, you find something misplaced, you see somebody struggling, like take a moment. It's not for the gratification. It doesn't matter what, you know, if people see it or not. Just do some random act of kindness or something to either help another person, help the environment, help yourself, help your family. Just do some kind of act of kindness and really show your character and integrity.
Awesome, awesome. And the health tip is, now we talk a lot about nutrition and working out and all the hard work that we need to put into building our bodies, but what is really kind of overlooked is the idea of just taking time off.
I never take time off.
You know, obviously Brian doesn't take days off. He's in the gym 12 days a week. That's right, I said it, 12 days a week. No, but you know, you're breaking your body down in the gym, you know, and it takes time for your muscles to recover. You're getting weaker in the gym. So, you know, it typically will take about 48 hours, upwards to 72 hours for the muscle to recover if you went into the gym and you did some resistance training or any type of weight-bearing exercises. So my thing for me, what works good for me is typically I'll do 2 or 3 days on and then take 1 or 2 days off. And I just repeat that cycle. Sometimes I do 2 or 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 or 3 days on, 2 days off. But regardless, schedule a day or two during the week to just rest, recuperate, maybe get a massage. I have on our whiteboard.
I'll give you a massage.
Here we go again with this massage bullshit. Jeez. I mean, what the heck? That is so funny. I think you were waiting for me to say that.
I didn't know you were going to say
foam
that.
rolling. And if you have access to a foam roller, if you don't buy one, foam rolling is painful, but it's like giving yourself a massage. I'll give myself a massage, says Brian. No, but take your recovery very seriously. Get plenty of fluids in on your days off. Rest. If you feel like you still need to move, maybe just go for a walk or ride your bike. And that is it.
All right. Let's get that integrity in check. Make sure you guys are asking yourself these 10 questions that we brought up. You know, the real truth about it, integrity is your actions and what you say come together, and it's in perfect harmony. So make sure you guys are doing that. And thank you all for joining. We love you. We care about you. We believe in you. Keep joining us. Please subscribe, rate, and review. We would be so, so, so grateful. And we will see you all on the next episode.